Hey guys, so I can't be there today. It's Thursday, I think. So I just wanted to work through a problem-solving type of question with you guys. So what I've got is two objects here. First is a drink bottle, and second is a glass cube. Now, my question is, if I fill this up with water, would this cube hold the same amount? Clearly, they're very different in size, okay, and shape. But in terms of how much space is inside, I'd be really interested to know whether I could fit this water into this cube, okay? Problem is, it's got an empty open top, but it's also got, it's not completely sealed. So if I pour water in it, it just drips out. So if I can't do it with the actual equipment, I'm going to have to do it in another way. I'm going to have to use maths. Okay, so first of all, imagine we're going to start with our water bottle. Okay, it's missing a top, and work out how much space is inside that, and therefore how much water would fit in it. Okay, so to work out this problem, really, even though water's about capacity, we could just find out, does this have the same volume as this? Okay, right. So let's start with the cylinder, the water bottle. So remember that the volume of a cylinder, right, is equal to area of the base times the height. So let's have a look. Area of the base, so it's a circle. So we're going to use pi times r squared. All right, so first of all, I'm going to have to get out a ruler. And my diameter is equal to 7 centimetres. Okay, so I'll have to halve that to get the radius. So I might just say, write for myself the radius equals 3.5 centimetres. All right, so area equals pi times 3.5 squared. If I pop that in my calculator, I get 38.485, rounded to 3 decimal places. Okay, and now, so I found the area. So basically I found the area of that circle base. To find the volume, I want to multiply it by the height. Okay, so volume is equal to whatever that number was. I'll just write area of the circle times the height. Now I'm just going to use what's in my calculator and multiply it. So I'm going to write this. This is how I'm going to write it so that I can use my calculator. 38.48. And on my calculator it said 4. Dot, dot, dot. So that just says I'm going to use whatever's in my calculator because I haven't moved it. Times by, oops, sorry, I have to measure it. I'm going to go to the top of the green because that's how far I'd fill my water bottle up, and that's 21 centimetres. So my height was 21. So times 21 equals. So I get 808.17. Now, volume is measured in cubic units. I was measuring centimetres, so it's cubic centimetres. Okay. There we go. Let's have a measure of this. Let's see what the volume of this is. So this is, I'm going to just check if it's a cube or not. Its height is 10 centimetres. Its width is 10 centimetres. And its width the other way, or its length, is 10 centimetres. So it is in fact a cube. Okay, so it's a cube and all of the dimensions are 10 centimetres. Okay, so the volume of a cube is a box, so we can use volume is equal to length times width times height. Okay, because it's a cube, we could also, or another way of thinking about it is length cubed. Either way, the length is 10, 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000, or 10 cubed is 1,000. So we get 1,000 cubic centimetres. All right, so if I had water in here, the volume of that was 808 cubic centimetres. So if I poured it, okay, it would go into my cube, but my cube would have a bit of space at the top because my cube fits 1,000 cubic centimetres in it. All right, so it does fit in. Well, I want to know, I'm interested to know exactly what size cube I would need in order for this to be filled to the brim. Okay, so I want to think, okay, well, if I had this cube but I know it's going to be smaller, how much smaller would it need to be in order to fit exactly this much water? Okay, this is where we start to work backwards. So let's have a think. Let's go, well, I want it to fit into a cube, but I don't know how long and wide and tall my cube will be. So that's the thing I want to know, all right? I want to know the length. Now what I do know about a cube is length times width times height, but they're all the same. So really, it's length times length times length, which is equal to length cubed, okay? What do I know about volume? Well, I know that my volume is 808. Let's just keep it at 808. 808 cubic centimetres. So how am I going to find L? How am I going to find that length? Well, what I have to do is find the opposite of cubing something. So, you know, the opposite of squaring is square rooting. The opposite of cubing something is cube rooting. So what you're looking for in your calculator is a little button that looks like a square root sign with a 3. Okay, so you're looking for that button. So if we take the cube root of both sides, we get L is equal to the cube root of 808. And I need to use my calculator because that's not something I can figure out in my head. Bear with me because I'm on a different calculator than usual. And if I find the cube root of it, I get my cube root is equal to 9.31 to 2 decimal places. So if I started with this and I wanted to pour it into a cube and completely fill a cube, the cube would have to have, okay, the cube would need a length width and height of 9.31 centimetres.